coast of Scotland discovered something alarming.
This graph shows the salinity or saltiness of the bottom water. It's the saltiness from 1900 to the present day.
Until the 1970s, the salinity had been almost constant, but then it began to fall.
After the late 70s, we began to see freshening of the bottom water. So much so that we began to doubt our own results. We took further samples, we checked with other countries who were sampling the same water, until eventually we became convinced that this change was actually happening.
Fresh water flooding down from the melting Arctic ice caps was threatening to disrupt the Gulf Stream cycle. And scientists warned that if the Gulf Stream shuts down, global weather patterns would be thrown into turmoil. Europe would be plunged into a bitter winter that could last 100 years. The lush forests of the Amazon would wither and die. The life-giving monsoon rains would fail, leaving hundreds of millions of people to face drought and starvation. It could be the end of the world as we know it. Right now, many scientists regard climate change as the single greatest threat to our survival. It's not as dramatic as a supervolcano or as immediate as a killer virus, but the consequences of climate change could be just as apocalyptic. Life on Earth has been wiped out in the past, so we know it could happen again. All we can do is hope that this time we'll have enough warning. Over the last 50 years, science has done everything it can to try and keep one step ahead of Armageddon, to predict, to prevent, or simply to dispel every likely threat. But the facts still remain. However advanced our science, however hard we try and prophesize, we can never be sure what might be lurking around the corner.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. Life will find. It's the end.
Coming up here on BBC 4, it's not exactly Armageddon, but parts of our planet are in real danger as we speak. Storyville investigates the last days of the Arctic. Next.